Welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where you can watch games and practice game design. We're here with Ōkami.
Ōkami. Ōkami.
You never said it like that.
I said it like that every time.
I don't know.
Because when you start the game, it goes, Ōkami, Ōkami, Ōkami.
Well, it's Ōkami, and it's by Capcom.
Yeah, so this is a Wii game, which might actually be the first Wii game we've played on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird to me because there were a lot of really good gems on the Wii that I feel like were really... Well, no, the Wii was popular. It was the Wii U that kind of like fell off the radar for a lot of people.
Because I feel like it was the other way around where the Wii fell off.
You think so?
With the Wii U stuck a little harder.
Well, the Wii had more sales than most consoles.
Oh, did it have
for
more
that
than the Wii U?
generation?
Okay.
Because they hit the old people market. Like, and I don't mean that in a negative way. They just like, the Wii Fit thing was a huge seller because...
Oh, true. Yeah.
And like, obviously they hit the kid demographics, which like none of the other consoles tried to do.
Right.
And still to this day kind of dismiss. But anyway, we're gonna play Ōkami.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a long journey because how long to beat says this takes about 50 minutes or 50 hours? 50 minutes. Really long
it's
episode.
Gonna be really long. Yeah, so dive in.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ah, yeah. There it is. Ōkami.
Yeah. What did I say?
You're right. Okay.
So this
You
is
never said it like that.
this is you could compare it to Zelda, I feel.
Okay.
It's an action adventure kind of game with a lot of free roaming exploration.
Okay.
There's a linear story, but there's a lot of stuff on the side.
Gotcha.
So depending on how much we like jump around and kind of explore everything.
Yeah. If I get distracted, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot to do.
Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet verge was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets.
Dun dun dun.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ooh. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks of the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast.
Horrific
Beast.
It is pretty terrifying. I mean, it's a dragon with 7 heads.
Yeah, it's also
Would not
just
wanna mess
like
with that.
encased in shadow. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside. See, they already gave up on it. They're just calling it the wolf.
I mean, eventually he'll be called Amaratasu.
Gotcha. Outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi,
But it was not.
and did that with the wrong inflection. But it was not the right wolf. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of that one song. One villager took it upon himself to face fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Naji attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. I love the artwork. That sort of water painting.
It's inkwash painting.
Inkwash painting. Yeah, that's what I was going
but
for.
it adds a lot to the like Japanese folktale kind of feel because it's on like a scroll and everything too.
Yeah. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into... the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Naji, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Naji traveled to the... Sorry, excuse me. traveled to the beast's cave in place of his beloved.
Oh shit! He's about to break the cycle!
But the ink wash reminds me of the intro to Mulan, because I love Mulan for that reason of the intro of all that stuff. It looks so pretty.
It's been a while since I've seen Mulan.
Yeah. For the time of that movie, that was like a really nicely done animation. Anyway, the Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Naji stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks.
Oh, 8
Wow,
heads.
jeez. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Wow. Naji leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. Isn't there some sort of bad omen about war or battle on a moonless night in Japan?
I don't know, actually. I've never heard that before.
At long last, Naji, his energy spent from intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Naji, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt forward towards Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying heads, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness.
Until...
Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames.
Yeah. It's almost as if they're trying to teach the player some of the kinds of crazy things we'll be able to do.
Oh my goodness. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening. A gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Man, this intro's gonna be one episode.
Yeah, it definitely has a really slow intro.
Orochi saw a chance to strike that would be the final blow. But Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Naji's sword as a beacon of hope. It might be really slow, but the entire story is just kind of engaging anyway, so...
And this... I'll talk about this more after the story's done,
Okay.
But it's significant.
Yeah, guided by his sword, Naji, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength in his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner.
Gross.
It was pretty. Nice imagery. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky.
But it's nighttime.
Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Naji scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. Oh, Kamiki's back. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark. Borf.
Borf.
Borf. Then closed its eyes and drifted off into slumber. Oh, sorry. Drifted off as if in slumber. My bad.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. Peace had last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranwi's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's well earned.
Oh yeah, definitely. Naji's sword was christened Tsukiyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace.
Except it was not.
I'm gonna go watch Bleach now.
I've never seen that.
Oh. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. Do we basically play the... Oh, no. Since Naji and Shiranwi's heroic exploits, it happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice.
Dun dun dun.
Sweetness.
Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukiyomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No, it couldn't be. Yes. No, it's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale.
Oh boy.
Oh shit, I've made a mistake. Oh god, I pulled the Master Sword.
Oh, darn it.
Oh jeez. Oh no.
What have you done?
I am but a
You
fool.
didn't even have all the fucking gems. And by gems, I mean spirit stones.
Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds, speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me, and unleash...
I was waiting to see how long you'd last.
And unleash my power! I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I tried.
No regrets, man.
All right.
So, I think the long exposition, while it definitely was very time consuming, right? Because we're at 13 minutes in now, and we still haven't even gotten our hands on actual gameplay, which arguably is a bad thing. But here's the point in which I would contest that, is that story is essential for the first half of the game.
Yeah.
It's basically explaining the lore of this world. It's setting the tone. It's creating the setting for us. And it's also kind of delivering what the narrative for our journey is going to be like.
Gotcha.
I think it's really significant because it establishes a lot before we actually get in the game.
Yeah.
And I would also make the argument that if you don't enjoy that story, you're probably not going to really enjoy the majority of the game.
That's fair.
Want to take that?
Yeah, and I was gonna say that the sounds that they use for these words that appear, they could have. You think they're fine? I think they're a little bit clunky and could have been done better because they're obviously just like reversed and like really quick. They could have slowed it down a bit and like chosen a few more samples. But I can see why they did it like this to save space, because that was a very long scene, and this isn't just a cutscene where these play. It's interactive.
Well, and it's also going to change for each character that we talk to, too.
Yeah, so it sounds a little off to me. I think it could have been a little more polished, but I understand why they only had so many samples, because it feels overused, but...
I feel like it's still pretty on theme. Like, even Banjo-Kazooie, they reused a lot of the same samples. They randomized a lot of it, but, like... there weren't that huge of a variety.
I like it for the fact that it's like reversed in like spirity speak. It's obviously on theme there. I think so. I just think it may have been able to be done better.
I think we should come back to that and talk about what specifically could have been better, though. I mean, we could get into this now.
It could have been slowed down a bit. It could have been a little bit more airy and a little bit more drawn out, because but they're being a little bit literal with every syllable on it, it feels like.
Well, I think it's supposed to feel like someone's talking to you. I think that's why. I think if they made it too airy and too ethereal, then it would actually take away from that.
Interesting.
I think this is. I don't think
good
it's supposed to
point.
be spiritual. I think it's supposed to be like an old wise man telling you this law.
But if it was, then why didn't they just have the old man say it?
You mean
Why didn't they just have someone voice over it?
because then if you do that once, it establishes that you're going to be doing that throughout the rest of the game. This is a very long game.
That's fair.
I don't think they had the space for that or the time for that. Or
I
maybe
guess it just
even
comes down to
the
a space
sound.
and time thing.
Yeah, they may
Yeah.
not even have had the sound engineering budget to accommodate that.
That's probably what it was. Yeah.
I mean, it's Capcom, but even they have their limits.
yeah. I just think the whole reversed words thing could have, to give it like the weird little language, could have just been slowed down a little bit just to make it feel. It just feels choppy to me.
I mean, that's fair. It probably could always be a little bit better. I don't think that it's noticeable, though, to the average player. I think it's noticeable to you because you're hyper-focused on it.
That's fair. Anyway, a horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins.
Oh, yeah!
In 7 more scenes. Not that I would mind, it's a nice story. I mean, if you bought this game, you're kind of the kind of person that would not mind a long story like this in the beginning. Well,
It depends. I mean, I picked up Okami on a whim.
Okay.
I saw it in a store, and I was like, I mean, it's not super expensive.
But you like Japan.
Yeah, that probably sold me on it.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what the gameplay was like. I picked it up and started playing, and I was like, huh, this is crazy. And then apparently it became a cult classic.
Alright. Well, this is the Wood Sprite Sakuya.
How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What has transpired to bring about such a calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaratasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. Yeah!
Nice. Give us that heart.
Though I do think that her, breast jiggle physics is unnecessary.
The cleavage amount and size is all a little bit unnecessary.
Just Capcom, you had to, didn't you? You are Ōkami Amaratasu.
You know in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time when there's just floating hearts around, not a full heart container, but it's just the big pink heart? It kind of just looks like they did that and slapped it on there. Anyway, Ōkami Amaterasu.
I said that already. Such
wanted to
divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is Amaratasu. So your mother was the old wolf spirit.
Oh.
How delightful to see that the savior whose brave sacrifice sealed away the evil demon so many years ago has not changed one bit. Oh, maybe it was you. Maybe that's just what the humans called you. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent in the statue brings
Gotcha.
happiness to my heart.
Oh gosh, there is a lot of it. Oh,
What?
I didn't notice there was as much as you said there was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Amaratasu, gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts.
Shit's broke as fuck.
Shit's broke. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon, but never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the hole on my skirt.
Oh
at the
my
ass.
god.
I definitely forgot
Why
about
does
this
that
character.
need to be there?
Because Capcom. It's bad.
Oh man.
Darkness and Punish.
Wow. Okay, stop. Just stop. Capcom.
Has something stolen its way into my robe? Oh ho ho. Oh yee. Ah ha 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 ha. Phew. What on earth? You again? Guess who? None other than our very own Navi, our companion for the whole game.
Ow, are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting. That's all.
Were you napping in my clothes again, bug?
This is Mulan. She's Mulan with the little bug, with the little cricket.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
loose connection,
Shut
but
up.
sure.
Shut up. It's great. Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Isua.
I think it's Isun.
What?
It's an N at the end.
Oh, Isun. Isun. Wandering artist Isun. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bowing before my great brush.
I don't suppose there's any way to speed up the text scrolling, is there? Maybe there isn't in the options, but there's no like button to speed it up.
There might be one of those. Well, what do you think? Even outer than... Oh, even cuter than the real thing, no?
It's just how.
He does not like Isun. What's with you, furball? You're looking kind of down in the dumps. Actually, you look kind of familiar. Got it. You look just like that statue of Shiranui. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? Oh, he turned red. Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be
Covered in wolf slobber.
Did I call it? Is a guy, okay. You'll never regret messing with the great Isun. Don't make me use my prized sword, Denkumaru, against you. Okay.
Oh shit! Maybe now is not the time to be
Feels like
threatening
we
us.
should get going. What's that growling sound?
My stomach.
Ooh. And why is it so dark anyway?
Oh, great Amaterasu.
Great God, Amaterasu?
I've used all the powers I have to protect Kamiki Village. The village lives on. Their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Cut it free, and the village will be reborn. I trust in you. I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world.
The trees returned to normal, huh? That Sakia girl sure said some weird stuff. The villagers' spirits are being kept inside the fruit. That's the fruit. That girl said that. That didn't look like the word that. If you cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, there's no way you're gonna reach it.
Gee.
This darkness is really getting to me, too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. I love this
I like
guy.
their way of being like, you're gonna have to learn the mechanics of the game in order to get that. Oh boy.
Gotcha, alright.
Alright, well, we're 4 minutes up.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was the episode.
Well, guys, here's gameplay. Wait, what was that?
It's the examine button. Z. Z is on the nunchuck.
Thanks, buddy. Oh.
This is basically,
It's basically
like,
the
that's
same
the
thing.
fruit. Remember that time I told you about that fruit you gotta get?
Cool.
Yeah, still gotta get that fruit.
Alright,
So,
well.
we're playing
Oh.
Okami.
Yeah. There's something blocking the road leading back to the village. Am I still dreaming?
They're
Basically
justifying
stay-
invisible walls.
Yeah, basically stay here for this. This is the first thing. Just stay put.
So, Okami. So far interesting. We'll get into some more gameplay rather than story
Yeah,
in the next episode.
and I think we're about to do it.
Yeah. Question of the day. What are your thoughts on the opening exposition?
Yeah.
It was obviously long. I think that it has some merits, though. So, I don't know, what did they do right and wrong with it?
Yeah. Is it tailored to one specific audience because of how long it is? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? What do you think?
Well, hope you guys are excited for Ōkami.
Yeah.
So this is the first of the main series that we're doing outside of the voting stuff, which we're not really doing voting anymore. But if you have suggestions of what you want us to play in the future, just let us know, because
hit us up.
That's probably just better than the voting system since it kind of stopped getting interaction.
Oh.
That's okay. It was popular for a little bit, but we might have a different version of the voting at some point.
Gotcha.
But we'll get to that when we get to that. Bye, everyone.
Bye.